Cardiff this weekend. A rare disappointment earlier in the season, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't, but we knew how tough it was going to be going there. We really did. We've learned from that. We really have. We was on a bad little bit of a run, but we listened to the manager at the time. We come out of it. We adapted a few things in terms of formation, how we wanted to play, and we come out of it by listening to him as much as we possibly could. So we'll look at that game, but from when we played them early on in the season, it's different now. Like I said, we've adapted a few things, and we can't wait for it. It's a huge game for us now, going on off the back of what was a disappointing night the other night. So we need to make sure we're ready.
How much credit do you give them for still being in touch? Because at the moment it looks like, well, there's one place to play for in terms of the relegation places. And you look through their squad and you compare it to other squads and you think, well, a lot of these guys have, worked their way up through the leagues and, like you did, of course, but they've done well. They were championship players for many years, sometimes League One, and yet they're in there fighting, aren't they?
And do you know what? There's a lot of good players in the Championship and League One. There really, really is. And I've played against a lot of the Cardiff boys before, and they're fantastic players. They really are. And I think what they've done at Cardiff, getting promoted last year and doing what they've done this year, has been really, really good. They've got a brilliant manager who has them playing a certain way, which, believe me, is really, really tough to play against. And you have to prepare right against them because they can cause you trouble. So we've looked at them, we're prepared, we'll make sure we do it right, and we're going into Saturday looking forward to the game. If
you're to have an Achilles heel, is a few bad results against some of the teams near the bottom are perhaps the best one to have. At least you're beating the bulk of the league, but for some reason in a couple of games this season you just seem to slightly come unstuck against Huddersfield, Cardiff, etc. Yeah, and I can't really explain it, if I'm being honest with you. It's something we don't really look at them games and think we shouldn't go into them feeling a certain way. The tough games, we know every game in the Premier League is tough and we've been beat to them teams, but it's important that we learn from it. And we went into Tuesday night full of confidence, ready for the game, and like I said, I didn't think the game was that much of a good game, to be honest, but Huddersfield ended up nicking it in the end, so we need to learn from that. We really do. That's all we've done with the low points of this season. Make sure that when we do get beat or we don't play well, we look at the games back, we prepare right, and we learn as much as we can from them. And just finally, before we've just got some quick fire questions from NBC. I don't want you to feel like I'm asking you to criticise the club or Kepa, but you've got Chelsea the week after. Did that situation in the cup final, did that make you as a captain think, well, what would I have done in that situation? Does it kind of help to almost educate you as a captain? And did you think, oh, it's never happened to me before, but how would I react? How would the players react? What would happen?
No, not necessarily. I think you look at it from a footballer's point of view, and all players are different, all captains are different. They do different things, and I think what happened on that day, it was a situation for Chelsea to deal with, and they've dealt with it. They really, really have. I think everybody was watching it and talking about it, but Chelsea have dealt with it in a really, really good way. So I think as other players, you look at it, you see things happening with other teams, and you don't really look too much into it. It happens, and that's how it is. But I think from a player's point of view, you don't really look too much into them situations. You just focus on your own club and yourself, really.